Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, yesterday we talked about the properties of the transition matrix and we completed. And today we are going to start coordination compounds. And already I told you this is a very important topic and many questions can be asked in the examination. Coordination compounds, and we are talking about transition elements, D and F block elements, and this is chapter number 14. So coordination compounds, those compounds which contain complex molecules or complex ion capable of independent existence are called coordination compounds, or we call coordination complexes or complexes compounds. Those compounds which contain complex molecules or complex ions capable of independent existence are called coordination compounds or complex compounds. This is a definition. These coordination compounds are complex compounds are formed by the coordination of electron pair donor to the metal or an ion, maybe metal atom, maybe metal ion. So these compounds, coordination compounds, are formed, or complex compounds are formed by the coordination of maybe the atom, maybe the group of atoms, they donate electron pair, we will explain here, to the metal atom or metal ion. So you are seeing here in explanation, in order to understand the complex compounds, we have two substances. One is called potassium cyanide. Potassium cyanide is a highly toxic compound, and iron cyanide in aqueous. Potassium cyanide in aqueous solution, iron cyanide in aqueous solution. So when you are going to react with each other, you will get one compound. This is the K4, this is the square bracket, and there is the iron and cyanide. This is called a complex compound. In general, we call it potassium ferrocyanide. Students, there is a naming of the chemicals, inorganic or organic, we call IUPAC, International Union of Pure Applied Chemistry. Systematic name of the organic compounds and inorganic compounds. So this is the general name I told you, potassium ferrocyanide, but there is a systematic name, so we will explain later. So this potassium ferrocyanide K4, this is a square bracket, iron and small bracket, cyanide, bracket over 6, and this is now close bracket. So when this compound is going to be ionized again, so you will not get these two compounds. These compounds are not going to be formed, but the potassium, which is called alkali metal, is going to be separated from the bracket. Whatever may be written in the bracket is going to be separated, like this one. So this is called a complex ion. Complex ion. The whatever may be present in the square bracket is called neutral, it may be positive, it may be negative. This charge may be no charge, we will discuss later. May be negative charge, may be positive charge. So whatever may be present in the square bracket is called complex. Maybe neutral complex, maybe negative complex, maybe positive complex. Maybe anion, maybe cation, maybe zero means neutral. This is called complex ion. Complex ion. So parts of complex compounds after dissociation in the solvent. When you are going to put the complex ion in a solvent, what parts you will get? Number one, the complex compound or ion is mostly made up of two parts. Number one, positively charged ion or cash ion J. Mostly these are the alkali metals and alkaline earth metals. So mostly we use potassium sodium. This one part. Second, negatively charged ion or cash ion. This may be negative like this one. Just like you are seeing here, potassium ferrocyanide is when it is going to be dissolved in a solvent, so it dissociates into two parts, positive part and negative part, which is given here. So potassium ion is called cash ion and iron cyanide is called an ion. So there are two parts. Complex ion, positive charge in a complex. Maybe I told you maybe positive or maybe negative. So if you have this complex, square bracket, copper, this is copper, this is small bracket, ammonia NH3, bracket over 6, and the overall square bracket is closed. This is the complex. This is the whole complex. So when I dissociate in ions, so they are going to be separated from each other. This is going to be separated: copper, ammonia. This is going to be separated. Okay, positive charge and sulfate negative 2 charge when you dissolve in a particular solvent. So this complex ion is negative, this complex ion is positive, maybe neutral. This complex ion is a positive and this negative, and this complex ion is positive. This is the cash ion and this is the anion complex. See this well. Write down also. Students, write down and see well. Now, after here, only we discuss what is the complex compound or complex ion and what are the parts of the complex compound. Two parts, positive ion, negative ion, or negative complex or positive complex. These two. Now then the new topic is there here. Components of complex compounds. So please write down. You have to write. Now the new simple topic, components of components of complex compounds. There are three components. Complex compound is consists of three. There are three components. Number one, a positively or negatively charged ion which is not complex. Dear students, if you see the previous, this is a positive ion potassium and this was a sulfate ion negative. This potassium was present on the left side and was not present in the square bracket. So this is not part of the complex. The sulfate, if you see the another example I give you for a copper and amine, the sulfate was present on the right side outside the bracket. The sulfate is also not part of the complex. So the negative ion or positive ion which are not present in the square bracket are not part of the complex. This is the point number one. Number two, central metal atom. In the example, you observe iron in one example. In second, copper. So mostly central metal atom or ion is transition metal atom. Transition. This may be atom or may be ion. Mostly transition metal atom or ion is called central metal atom or ion which is present in square bracket. Example, if you see the first one, there is an iron which is central metal atom or ion. There is a copper, this is also central metal atom or ion. This is number two. Number three. In the square bracket, apart from the transition metal atom or ion, you saw cyanide and ammonia. In one example, you saw in the small bracket cyanide and ammonia also present in the next example, second example, also present in the square bracket, but they are present in the small brackets. So these are the donor of electrons. These are the electron donor, electron pair donor, because according to definition, such compounds are formed by the coordination of electron pair donor. So these are the electron pair donor. Electron pair donor may be the negative charge, may be the positive charge, may be the neutral. Suppose this is a negative charge, this is a neutral, maybe the positive ammonium, maybe positive. These are called electron pair donors and especially named because I have explained, these are called ligands. Ligands are ligands. Electron pair donors, these are non-metallic part, mostly they are negative charge, neutral, maybe positive, are called ligands or ligands we can say. So this is the structure or components of complex compounds. 1, 2, 3. Now one by one. Central metal atom or ion. So dear students, many examples we have. And second example I am going to write here. In the first we have a potassium. This is the square bracket, big bracket, iron, small bracket, cyanide, and over there are 6 and square bracket is over here. This is the first example, number 1. Number 2, second example I am going to give you the same one. This is the square bracket start, copper, small bracket, ammonia. There are 4 molecules of ammonia, bracket over, square bracket over, and sulfate. This is the second example. And if you are going to write another one also, okay, no problem. Silver, ammonia. There are 2 bracket over, and there is a chlorine. Already I told you, central metal atom or ion in generally mostly transition metal atom or ion. Iron is a transition metal or ion. This is the central metal atom or ion. Copper is a transition metal, so it is a central metal atom or ion. Silver is a transition metal atom, and this is a central metal. So iron, in this case, iron positive 2 is a central metal ion. In this case, copper 2 is a central metal ion. In this case, silver is called a central metal ion. So this central metal ion is surrounded by the ligands. These are ligands I wrote previously. You see, cyanide, ammonia. So these are the donor of electrons. They donate electrons towards the central metal ion. This is called ligand. This is called ligand. And iron is in the center and accept electron pairs. So this is number 1. Then ligand. You can say ligand, you can say ligand, whatever maybe. So these ligands I told you, which are present in the square brackets, there is a central metal atom or ion. Apart from this, whatever this is called ligand. Apart from the transition metal atom or ion is called a ligand, which is a donor of electron pairs. So cyanide is going to be donate electron pair. Ammonia is going to be donate electron pair. So here cyanide is a ligand. I told you there are 3 types, and ammonia is a ligand which is a neutral ligand and maybe positive ligand. They are donor of electron pairs. The atom ion usually negative ion, neutral, maybe water, maybe ammonia, maybe ammonium. They are surrounded towards the central metal atom or ion, donate electron pair. They are called ligand, and examples I have given. And they must be present in the square brackets, बड़े bracket अंदर, square brackets अंदर होती है. Okay, these are the ligands. Now, many kinds of ligands. Write down, boys, students, write down this. अच्छा मैं बाद में फोन कर मैं बिजी हूँ जरा 10 मिनट बाद फोन कर आधे घंटे बाद. Okay, now types. So, depending upon number of donatable electron pairs, ligands are many types. Depending upon number of donatable electron, this is very important. The one ligand may be donate one pair electron. One ligand will donate two pair of electrons like this one. So depend upon the donatable electron pairs to the central metal atom or ion. So there are many types. Number one, monodentate ligand. Number one. Monodentate ligand. Mono means one. Monodentate ligands. So the ligand which has ability to donate only one electron pair. Donate one electron pair. Only donate one electron pair is called a monodentate ligand. So these are chlorides, fluorides, bromides, hydroxides, cyanides. These are the negative fluorides, chlorides, hydroxides, etc. These are the negatively anion ligands, water, ammonia, they are going to donate one electron pair, and these are the neutral ligands. Neutral ligands donate one electron pair. Negative ions ligand, they donate one electron pair. Also carbonyl. This is not a cobalt. C capital, O capital, not a carbon monoxide. This is not a carbon monoxide. This is called carbonyl. So this carbonyl is also a monodentate ligand, neutral. Okay. Then bidentate ligand. They have ability to donate two electron pairs. Donate two electron pairs. See the book. Those ligands which have two donatable electron pairs are called bidentate ligand. वो कौन से bidentate हैं? Carbonate. This is a C, and one oxygen valency is satisfied with a double covalent bond, and this is another oxygen. Its valency is not satisfied, -1 charge, and there is another oxygen, -1 charge. These two oxygens donate electron pairs towards the central atom. That's why we call it bidentate. This excess electron, it has excess electron, complete valency, not donate. This can donate, this can donate. This is the carbonate. Number 2, sulfate. Sulfate also, this is the sulfur. Double bond oxygen, complete valency, double bond oxygen, complete valency, oxygen, and there is another oxygen. So these two oxygen which have excess of electrons, so they can donate electron pairs towards the central metal atom. That's why we called bidentate ligand. This is a sulfate. Then there is a oxalate ion, acetate, oxalate का formula है COO bracket -2. This is a formula of oxalate. Like this. Draw a structure: carbon, double bond oxygen, not able to donate. Carbon, oxygen, this is going to donate. One carbon multiplied by two carbon. There are 4 oxygen. So there is a double covalent bond oxygen not able to donate. This oxygen has ability to donate. These are called oxalate. All these are negative ligands. They have a negative charge. Carbonate has a negative charge, sulfate has a negative charge, oxalate has a negative charge. And there are also examples which are neutral in the bidentate ligand. No charge. They are called diamine. Hydrazine. We call hydrazine. Hydrazine. This is a neutral, and these 2 electron pairs are donated. And there is another one which is also neutral. We call ethylene diamine. Ethylene diamine. So this is the one amine, lone pair, and it means 2 carbon, CH2. This is called it. It's one amine, and this is another amine. This is called ethylene diamine. Ethylene diamine, 2 electron pairs, donatable. That's why this is a neutral ligand. Those ligands which have ability to donate 2 electron pairs, 2 donatable electrons, are called bidentate ligands: carbonate, sulfate, oxalate, ethylene diamine, and hydrazine. So number 3. Number 3 is tridentate ligands. Tridentate ligands. Those ligands which have 3 donatable electron pairs. 3 donatable electron pairs are called tridentate ligands. Examples: diethylene triamine. Diethylene triamine. So NH2, this is the one amine, CH2, this is the ethylene. He said diethylene. This is the one ethylene, and this is the one amine, and ethylene and amine. Yes. So diethylene, this is the one ethylene, this is another ethylene. Diethylene. Triamine 1, 2, 3. So one donatable, second donatable, third. they have three donatable electron pairs. Is called the tri-donatable electrons. Now another one. Hexa. 6 hexa donatable electrons. So the example is EDTA. You heard on the television nowadays before 1 week. EDTA name you heard on the television. This EDTA is ethylene diamine tetraacetate. Ethylene diamine tetraacetate is called EDTA. So this is the ethylene. This is ethylene. This is a nitrogen diamine. Like this one. Tetraacetate. So tetraacetate means CH2C. This is the acetate. One donatable, second donatable, third donatable, fourth, fifth, and sixth. These are the 6 donatable electrons. EDTA, ethylene diamine tetraacetate. Ethylene diamine, this is one amine, second amine, one acetate, second acetate, third acetate, fourth acetate. So students, we completed here now the types of ligands. Very important topic we started. You have to go see very well and prepare well this chapter, because 2 chapters are in inorganic, 13 and 14. So be prepared for this one. Many questions asked from these chapters. So today we finish this. Already I am telling you the assignment and giving assignment, solve the SAS questions, take out the board paper, see the questions, solve them according to the topics. Thank you very much.